Hey everybody, it's your friend Kevin with another off the chain or out of the box or whatever you want to call it. It's good to be here, and I hope you are rested, feel well, and are ready for whatever message comes today. Not just from me, but from the cards. I thought I dropped one. I had a good day on Wednesday. I sorted through some things in my house and donated some things and cleaned, which I had intended to do last weekend. And then, went outside. It was such a lovely day, and I was filled with this feeling that maybe the chill of winter has passed us by, and then, quickly realized we're still in mid-February. There's still plenty of time for Mr. Winter to show up and blast us with a little bit more cool weather. But anyway, it was good to hope. What would I want to say about today? I had originally thought about doing some sort of talk around this idea that we must fake it until we make it. And I wasn't sure where that landed. And of course, whenever I have one of these ideas, it does feel like a bell. It does feel like a light bulb. And then it leads into me philosophically looking at, well, what does that even mean? And I do that a lot. I find myself either reading a quote or finding a cliche or something that catches my attention without really paying attention to why I'm drawn to it. Anyway, this idea of fake it till you make it has never really sat right with me. And I think it's because as a person, I respect authenticity. Looking at iconic people, and when I call them icons, these are people who clearly didn't realize how effective they were until they were. And then they did something good with it. That's, to me, iconic. A person who, and I'll just randomly take Lady Gaga for that matter. When she started as Stephanie, and I don't want to mess up her last name, it's Italian. She was a student who found a voice in music and was an incredible musician, singer, composer, and got all up into it. And then I think she just became someone who realized that, wow, I'm just going to be the oddball that people think I am, and emerged the character we now know as Gaga. But then, once she realized that at one point in her career, early part of her career, she was on the top 5 global influencers of the world. People, what she had to say, her platform and where she went with it was quite phenomenal. And there have been others. That's what I'm calling an icon. And an icon doesn't necessarily have to fake it. They don't have to be something other than who they are. I was listening to Adele sing on, it was on a YouTube channel, but she was singing at these Brit Awards, one of her songs from the new album. I think it was entitled I Drink Wine. And the lyrics in there really talks about she's tired of being what other people want her to be, and she's now being who she is. This is a bit like a ticker tape going on. We feel like, it seems folks who show up as they are, warts and all, I've heard that cliche, tend to, once they get comfortable with it and comfortable with that and comfortable with, this is who I am, then the work can begin, because all of the facade all of the Wizard of Oz stuff, the big, curtain stuff has gone away. The sad reality of it is, in the creating of the illusion becomes something that a person is not comfortable letting go of. So then the work becomes keeping up this illusion, this idea. I got a whiff of that when I was briefly skirting the fashion industry about 12 years ago. And there was a lot that I saw, and it was pulling me in that I didn't like. I'm not knocking fashion designers. Some are incredibly creative in knowing how to make fabric drape around a body and sculpt fabric into outfits. What was abhorrent to me was that they were significant in creating the illusion of grandeur, and I found that the majority of them were living in a fantasy world that many regular folks could only dream of. I do believe there's a lot of work goes into artistry, and of course, John Galliano and who else could I think of? Coco Chanel, these incredible people, and I'm just talking off the top of my head. I'm not picking on them because they're favourites. But another one's Alexander McQueen. They just came up out of nowhere and decided that they kind of liked this, and this is kind of cool. Then it became this, you cannot get a piece of this or a part of that or a bit of this or a bit of that for less than a certain amount, which most of us, it would be kind of outrageous to pay some of the prices. I'm not saying they don't deserve it, don't get me wrong, and everyone deserves to get paid. I'm using this as an idea that there's brilliance, there's authenticity that becomes something great and iconic. Then there's the other side of it that becomes not so good and a little tough. And I think that's where I find myself at the moment in our world of folks who want to become something, want to create something, myself included. I will say, a month ago I went on that campaign of like, subscribe, and there's always a icky bit of me that really isn't into that. I am who I am. I deliver what I deliver. It hasn't always been comfortable for me to listen to my own voice, see my own self, and trot on about nothing in particular. What I feel is authentic and is original is the intent, and the intent is to have folks look at things, see things, pay attention to things, push pause on the sort of habitual humdrum thing of life and see things just a bit differently, as I do, as I find myself thinking and wondering and doing the things I do. So the fake it until you make it. No, I don't think so. I would say we are already who we are. We've just been covered up with this blanket of illusion that someone else placed upon us, and we chose to believe it, and we chose to take more of it on. Or it gave us temporary attention and we felt like, let's just try that again. I've been guilty of some of that. I've had to go into forgiveness because that's been something I took on. That's a ugly mask to wear, where you are intentionally creating stories and putting on masks and, doing it, faking it. You're making someone else believe that you've got it when you really haven't. As soon as I realized in my learning life, which was later on, I will say past middle-aged, that all I had to do is put my hand up and say, listen, I might be a little bit dense here, I'm not getting this. and then realised there was all these other people that didn't get it either. Um, and one of my cover-ups is humour. I giggle and laugh to cover up sometimes when I'm uncomfortable. What else was I going to say about what happened yesterday? It was a very simple day. It was just a very easy, simple day that I'm so grateful for. Grateful that the moon is just quite glorious. I was thinking this morning, I wonder why people make such a big deal out of the full moon. That it's not, nothing's going bump in the night. Things are a little more intense. But that's okay. They don't have to be terrible. It doesn't have to be, well, it's a bit like Mercury retrograde. Oh, we get to look at this a bit more. We get to try a little bit differently, take our time. Things get delayed. Well, that happens. I mean, it's not like the end of the world is coming. But I did want to say something about what I learned this morning from that lovely Buddhist Zen monk who just passed. His name is on the tip of my tongue. I can see it. He went by Thai. Thich Naht something, and I'm so sorry. I had it this morning. Thich Naht, still gone again. But great writer, incredible books. But he really did this talk on mindfulness, and I've heard that a lot. Well, what in the world is mindfulness? So here I go down the rabbit hole of that. Simple, very, very easy. Mindfulness is being mindful of the present moment right now. Can't do anything about tomorrow, but today, right now, in this moment, we can. And tomorrow is going to take care of itself. And what all happened yesterday is gone. It's time to let go of it, take it off. And this is the glorious part of that mindfulness. It is being mindful to create calm, mindful to generate balance, mindful to go through life with ease, mindful to be in stillness, and mindful all of this to ultimately create peace. That is sowing the seeds of compassion, understanding, peacefulness. And when you get into that, he was talking to someone in an interview, and they were asking him, do you meditate every day? And he said, I meditate every moment. That there isn't a moment, that he's not in that mindfulness. And it's a practice. The meditation is a practice. Many folks have the intention of meditating, this is what he was saying, and decide they're going to do this for 3 hours. And on day 2, they get to do it again. And on day 3, they get to do it again. But by the 4th and the 5th and the 6th day, they're dreading the 3-hour meditation because they aren't practicing that stillness. It's becoming something they have to undo all the other stuff. Anyway, I digress. Let's get to the reading. There you go. So let's see what our cards have to say about this mindfulness and faking it till you make it, and authenticity. And Great Father in the sky, Mother in the earth, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, all of you, thank you so much for bringing us this daily message. I am willing to listen, I'm willing to receive, and I'm willing to be a grateful student of your wisdom, your truth, your love, and I'm grateful for your compassion and abundance today. All right, let's see. I'm going to just split this into 3. I'm going to choose a pile, which will be this first one. Let me take the card off the top and see what we have. Oh, well, look at this. This is something else. Upside down, doesn't matter. Let's turn it around. And here we have the moon. You know, I love this. I particularly love this image. We have an African American woman of maturity, which is, I would like to call her the Mother Moon. And the Mother Moon is saying, use your intuition. create the illusion which reveals which is the revelation. So I'm not really sure. Intuition, illusion, revelation. I'm not really sure if the illusion part is, I could say that Moon's energy is reminding us that everything is not as it seems. Your intuition is always going to be your guide. Your intuition is always going to guide you forward. And your guardian angel, this is a major arcana card, so she's a major character, is really explaining to you to use the energy of the moon, the magic of the moon, to reveal what is underneath the illusion. And I believe that's kind of, in a way, that's what I'm getting from this card. But I am going to read what Radley has to say in it, because, you know, we can always learn, and I like to learn from masters, and he created this deck, which is quite beautiful. You got two wolves, one with the mouth closed, one with the mouth open, and I think it goes to which one are you feeding. Your intuitive abilities are at their peak. You can completely believe in the level of accuracy and trustworthiness of the information and insights you're receiving. Pay close attention to nighttime dreams, as they are very important right now. They may reflect experiences from the past that are affecting the present, or they may be an indicator of things to come. Don't allow fears or worries to dominate your thinking. There may be a need to make some changes in your plans, but that doesn't indicate anything other than the need for a course correction. The angels are watching over your progress, as well as presenting you with signs pointing to areas of your life that need a review. You are a very sensitive and intuitive soul. That is a gift. Not something to fear, but something to give thanks for. The insights that you get present themselves, and then analyze them from a place of courage, a place of power, and trust it. Trusting your own guidance over advice from others, discovering unknown information, sharing secrets with friends, feeling moody, finding your way to the truth. This is all about what this card is talking about. That goes to faking it till you make it. You know, we all know when we're putting on an act, and we all know when we really don't know what we're talking about, and we all know that this feels a little off. Now, there's nothing wrong with admitting I'm really not prepared, or I haven't done my research, or I haven't done much to prepare for this. That's fine. I at one point got caught up way back when, almost 20, well, it was about 20 years ago, when I was asked to take on a role as a teacher in a business, basically showing other people how to do certain things in a certain way. And I felt really uncomfortable playing the role of teacher when I hadn't ever been taught how to teach. I'd been taught what I had learned. I've been taught the skills I have, but no one ever sat me down and said, you're going to become this teacher, or you're going to teach this class. And thank goodness I listened to my intuition, and I went to courses to become a teacher, mostly on lecturing, mostly on preparation, mostly on how students learn, mostly on the fact that you've got a lot of students in a room, but you're one person and they're seeing one person and you're seeing a bunch of people. You have to talk to each and every person as if they're one person. And rather than, you know, you're always going to get someone who's hogging the audience, hogging the room. That's the teacher's job, to spread it out. There's a formulaic way of doing it. Anyway, I'm glad I went on all of that and did all of that, because then that gave me this big word, confidence. What I will say about faking it till you make it, you don't have to. There is no way you have to fake anything, because what you know and what you need to do at the time you need to know it, deliver it, and do it, is already there. It's already been there, which is why as we learn and we get clued into the learning, we have these big aha moments. They're remembering what we're here to do. They're remembering what the message is. Yeah, that's it. All right, my friends, until next time, enjoy the full moon, enjoy your authenticity, and find something that lights you up today. Bye.